except where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying?
I would like to give a shout out to one of my coworkers at my part-time job. I'm not going to put a name up here because, people on the internet be cray. So she knows who she is. I believe her name starts with this letter. This letter. So you know who you are. And if you further don't know who you are, you were talking to my wife about this story. So now you know who you are. And thank you for bringing this up because this is something I'm going to go off and on about this story. This story proves this is why I train in martial arts. This story proves that you can literally be minding your own business. You did absolutely nothing. You were not someplace you shouldn't have been or weren't supposed to be. And though it is uncommon, yes, it does happen. And you can be attacked, and it is not your fault. And you should take martial arts lessons so you can handle something like this. Okay? And it proves that the I just shoot you crowd. The I just shoot you. You mess with me, you cannot depend on that all the time because, like a lot of people tell you, even people who are advocates of weapons will tell you, get some empty hand skills to go along with your weapon. I am not anti-weapon at all. I'm not anti-weapon. I've said on this channel in other videos, it's not practical for me to walk around with that all the time because I work in places where they really don't want you to have it, even though they say you can, but you really can't. By the time you get it, all the rules and what you'd have to do if you were to get away with even bringing it on the property, like if they let you on the property where I tend to working in my day jobs, I'd have to waste like 30 minutes checking the thing in if they let me do it in the first place. I would have to waste 30 minutes checking it in, and then I'd end up being late. And it's not like I need it for my day job. I don't need that for my day job. So, and they got elite level security to handle anything, right? One job I worked at, dude is new. Not actually, at least two of them. No, I know one knew kung fu already. So it's just like he could probably whoop me. What do I need to carry this thing for? I don't. So it's just not practical. Once I becoming like a real retiree, yeah, I think it would be then, but I wouldn't be going to places where it would be a hindrance. Anyway, this lady was jogging in Florida, a place called Hyde Park. She got attacked for nothing. For nothing. I'm going to read this. I hate to read these things. I'm going to read this. Tampa, Florida. Okay, so this is on WFLA.com. Okay. Hillsborough County, just wailing on her. Jogger attacked in broad daylight in Hyde Park, saved by attorney and his son. A woman was walking through Tampa's upscale Hyde Park neighborhood just before 7 a.m. Friday when she noticed a woman in a car trying to get her attention. I had my AirPods in and a woman slowed her car down next to me and she was aggressively pointing behind me and saying, "Run," said the woman who was only being identified as Taylor. Taylor says as soon as the woman got her attention, she started to run because she saw a large man coming at her. I said, "No, no," and he just laughed. And I took off running, and he took off after me, and I screamed as loud as I could, "Help," Taylor recalled. Before she could get away, the man grabbed her. This is Taylor the jogger who was attacked in Hyde Park, according to this website. Excuse me. He was just coming at me, laughing, and he ended up grabbing my ponytail and threw me down, and he punched me repeatedly and was laughing, she said. She added. Now, you know the internet likes to poo-poo when one of the things that we go over, if we're teaching anything we call self-defense for women especially, we go over like the ponytail grab. They love to say that's not real, it's fake, and blah blah. Uh, that's why we go over it, because it's a very common attack. Why are they doing a ponytail? No, she should sign up and become like a full-time cage fighter and be kicking trees in order to be tough enough, right? Mm-hmm. And not that there's anything wrong with those methods for adults. Not for children. Your bones are still growing. If you're a student of mine, do not kick any trees. And if you're not an adult student of mine, you shouldn't even be watching this video anyway. Anyway, at the time, Tampa attorney Charles McKeon and his son noticed what was going on. I saw a woman down on the sidewalk and she was either in a seated or kneeling position, and a man just repeatedly striking her in the face and head. I mean, just wailing on her, McKeon recalled. The attorney carries a concealed weapon and pulled out his gun and yelled at the attacker to stop. Instead, the man turned on McKeon. He came at me and he hit me in the head. I fell backwards, hit the back of my head on the sidewalk, and things got a little blurry at that point. So he had a gun, and because a gun is a distance weapon, the person who was already out of his mind obviously didn't care and charged him. And apparently the shooter didn't get a shot off in time. He got punched and he got knocked on the ground. And he didn't know how to fall like you would learn like the first day of a lesson with me or anyone with any type of judo or hapkido background. You tuck your chin, you fall. That's why you practice falling over and over and over again, because you can hit the back of your head. That's why keep the back of your head up. 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 Don't let your head hit the mat. Don't let your head hit the mat. Don't let your head hit the mat. Oh, I got the pad on, my head hit the mat a little bit. It's no big deal. No, it is a big deal, because if you hit your head when somebody knocks you down, yeah, things are going to get a little blurry. He's lucky to be alive, quite frankly. At that time, his son then stepped in and the man turned and left the area. I saw him strike my dad, and then I saw my dad on the ground, and he looked pretty disjointed and out of it, Dalton McKeon recalled. Dalton then ran to his father, thinking his life was in danger. The man later identified as Esa Nodopa left the area but was soon arrested by Tampa police. And that is the person who was arrested in this incident. Nodopa was charged with aggravated battery with great bodily harm. An arrest report says he is homeless and only has a Mexican ID with no known ties to Tampa. The victim says Charles McKeon and his son saved her life. Yes, they did. Thank you. Because, these days, there's a lot of reasons why people would be scared to get involved in something like that. But they did. They didn't know what the situation was. They just knew I was being beaten. They came out and put themselves at risk, and I'm just speechless and overwhelmingly grateful, Taylor said. McKeon says this story is a warning for everyone. Let me clear my throat. Moving myself out of the picture a little bit. So you can zoom in. This woman had no responsibility for what happened. She was not even partially at fault for what happened. She was minding her own business, out for a jog in broad daylight when she was attacked for no reason. So this could happen to anyone. So people just need to be diligent and be aware of their surroundings, said McKeon. Since things can happen to you for no reason. No reason. You could be minding your business in an area where you're supposed to be good. Someone can just decide to attack you. And since that possibility exists, I think it's also possible that you may want to spend some time enrolled in a martial arts class. And if you're near me, sign up to train with me. I don't charge a lot of money, Well lit, lots of cameras around, lots of people there. You should feel comfortable. Thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. We share some people like to talk about the martial arts and peace. And this story goes over and covers all the things, well, not all, a lot of the things, and the reason why people do what they do in traditional styles and in combat sports. Why we do what we do in martial arts classes. Why your instructor makes you review all the stuff that you do in a martial arts class. Stop listening to the haters and trolls on the internet. They don't know what they're talking about. In my opinion. Although I don't want them to not be able to talk, because I also believe in freedom of speech. And I think criticism and critique can be good, because I think it keeps you on your toes. Peace.